All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Lalema Aneja Dang. The headlines. Filing of nominations for the first phase of Lok Sabha elections ends this evening. Process also concludes for assembly polls in Andhra Pradesh, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. President Ram Nath Kovind leaving for Croatia shortly on the first leg of his three-nation visit. 3 Jaish-e-Mohammad terrorists arrested from the outskirts of Srinagar. NITI Aayog's FinTech Conclave to deliberate on steps for comprehensive financial inclusion to be held in New Delhi today. Special counsel Robert Mueller found no proof of Russian meddling in 2016 US presidential elections, says the Attorney General. And in IPL Cricket, Rishabh Pant's 27-ball 78 powers Delhi Capitals to a 37-run win over Mumbai Indians. Filing of nominations for the first phase of Lok Sabha elections ends this evening. 91 constituencies spread over 20 states and union territories will go to polls in this phase on the 11th of next month. Elections will be held for all 25 Lok Sabha seats in Andhra Pradesh and 17 in Telangana. Our Hyderabad correspondent reports that several important leaders are expected to file their nominations today.
Ever since the notification for Lok Sabha elections issued on 18th of this month, total 220 nominations have been filed in all 17 Lok Sabha constituencies in the state. As today is the last day for filing nominations, a last-minute rush is expected. For filing nominations, major parties like Congress and BJP finalized some of their candidates last moment. Farmers are planning to file nominations in a large number as a mark of protest from constituencies like Nizamabad. Lakshmi, AR News, Hyderabad.
Among other constituencies going to polls are 8 in Uttar Pradesh, 7 in Maharashtra, 5 each in Uttarakhand and Assam, 4 each in Bihar and Odisha, 2 each in Jammu and Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya and West Bengal, and 1 each in Chhattisgarh, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, Sikkim, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep. Our Lucknow correspondent reports that many high-profile leaders are likely to file their nominations today.
The high-profile seats of first phase of election, for which today is the last date for filing nominations, includes Ghaziabad, from where BJP leader and Union Minister General V.K. Singh will file his papers. Most BJP candidates will file their nominations today, which include Kairana, from where Pradeep Chaudhary is party candidate, and Bagpat seat, where BJP candidate and Union Minister Satyapal Singh will file his nomination. BJP leader and party candidate from Mathura, Hema Malini, and Congress state head Raj Babbar are also expected to file nominations for their seat, which will be polled in second phase. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Filing of nominations will also end today for all 175 assembly constituencies of Andhra Pradesh, 28 of the total 147 seats in Odisha, all 32 assembly seats in Sikkim, and all 60 constituencies in Arunachal Pradesh. The scrutiny of nominations will take place tomorrow, with Thursday being the last day for withdrawal of candidature. Counting of votes will be taken up on the 23rd of May after the completion of all phases of polling. As the administration in Maharashtra is gearing up for elections, the Election Commission in the state has undertaken a special drive to ensure that the Divyang voters do not face any difficulty in casting their votes. The poll body is implementing its slogan, Accessible Election, and has come out with a special mobile app called PWD to help more than 2 lakh Divyang voters in the state. Here's more from our correspondent.
The app would facilitate Divyang voters special facilities including wheelchairs, ramps and free transport from home at polling booths during the next month's Lok Sabha elections. At the polling booth, Divyang voters will not need to wait in a queue. According to Election Commission official, ramps, voting rooms with doors large enough to allow movement of wheelchairs and special parking space would be provided wherever needed. The largest group of 37,324 Divyang voters across Maharashtra is of those suffering from visual impairment. Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has urged people to turn up in large numbers to vote in the Lok Sabha elections. In a series of tweets, Mr. Modi also reached out to prominent personalities and asked them to appeal to people to vote in large numbers. He urged people to share details of any innovative voter awareness campaign they are undertaking by using #VoteKar.
News Services Division of All India Radio is broadcasting a special live program, Janadesh 2019, on the developments related to the upcoming general elections 2019.
Tune in to the FM Gold channel of AIR from 4:05 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. every day till the announcement of results to listen to this special program.
For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. President Ram Nath Kovind is leaving for Croatia in a short while from now on the first leg of his three-nation visit. During his stay, Mr. Kovind will meet the top leadership of the three countries and discuss issues of mutual interest. Our correspondent covering the President's visit has filed this report.
Starting his three-nation tour from the Croatian capital Zagreb, President Ram Nath Kovind will participate in the India-Croatia Business Forum. He will also deliver an address at the University of Zagreb. President will hold talks with his Croatian counterpart and Prime Minister of Croatia. In Bolivia, the President will hold restricted and delegation-level talks with his counterpart. He will participate in India-Bolivia Business Forum meeting and interact with students. On the last leg of his visit, Mr. Kovind will reach Chile on March 30th. He will hold talks with his Chile counterpart and discuss issues of mutual interest. The President's visit will reinvigorate our bilateral ties and provide new direction to our relationship with these three countries. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, New Delhi.
3 Jaish-e-Mohammad terrorists were arrested by security forces from the outskirts of Srinagar in Kashmir yesterday. Police said the terrorists were arrested at Lawaipora on Srinagar-Baramulla Road following intelligence inputs. They have been identified as Rais Hura, Shahid Bhatt and Ishaq Loon. Ammunition, including live rounds, was also seized from them. The Supreme Court is likely to hear today a fresh plea seeking a direction to authorities not to evict any forest dwellers and to set up a special investigation team to look into alleged illegal acquisition of tribals' land. Our bench, headed by Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi, had earlier this month taken cognizance of the plea, seeking a direction to the centre not to allot possession of any forest land belonging to tribals to anyone other than them residing in that particular area. While dealing with other similar pending petition, the Apex Court had last month stayed its earlier order directing 21 states to evict nearly 12 lakh illegal forest dwellers whose claims over the forest land have been rejected by the authorities. NITI Aayog is organizing a day-long financial technology FinTech Conclave in New Delhi today. It will be inaugurated by RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das. Our correspondent reports that the conclave will host more than 300 representatives from leading financial institutions.
The objective of the conference is to shape India's continued ascendancy in financial technology FinTech, build the narrative for future strategy and policy efforts, and to deliberate steps for comprehensive financial inclusion. The conclave will be featuring representatives from across the financial space, central ministries, regulators, bankers, startups, service providers and entrepreneurs. India is one of the fastest growing fintech markets globally, and industry research has projected that $1 trillion or 60% of retail and SME credit will be digitally disbursed by 2029. The Indian fintech ecosystem is the third largest in the globe, attracting nearly $6 billion investment since 2014. Anupam Mishra, AIR News, Delhi.
In international news, U.S. Attorney General William Barr has said Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation did not find proof that President Donald Trump or his campaign conspired or coordinated with Russia to interfere in the 2016 presidential election. In a letter to the Congress, Mr. Barr said, while the report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him. The Attorney General said he will release more from the full report, but some of the material is subject to restrictions. The report is the culmination of 2 years of investigation by Mr. Mueller, which saw some of the president's closest former aides prosecuted and in some cases imprisoned. Reacting to the report, Mr. Trump said it was a shame that the country had to go through this. He described the inquiry as an illegal takedown that failed. On to sports now. In IPL Cricket, Delhi Capitals defeated three-time winners Mumbai Indians by 37 runs in their opening game at Mumbai last night. Put into bat, Delhi posted 213 for 6 in the stipulated 20 overs, riding on Rishabh Pant's unbeaten 78, which came of just 27 balls. In reply, Mumbai's innings ended at 176 in 19.2 overs after injured Jasprit Bumrah failed to turn up to bat. The News Services Division of All India Radio, in its weekly bilingual live phone-in program, Public Speak, will bring you a discussion tonight on awareness and cure of kidney ailments. This can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Subhadra Ramachandran.
Thank you, Lalima. India raises with Pak conversion of 2 Hindu girls, headlines the Asian Age. The External Affairs Minister, Ms. Sushma Swaraj, has intervened in the shocking incident where Reena and Ravina from Hafiz village in Pakistan were kidnapped and forced to convert their religion on 20th March. The Pioneer report that 9% CRPF men, world's largest paramilitary force, suffer from obesity and diabetes and has been placed under low medical category. Flying squads to check spurious cotton seed at railway stations is a Tribune headline. Also, posters of harmful effects of BT cotton seeds of other states will be pasted at railway stations. The Hindustan Times reports of a thirsty Chennai seeing a rise in parallel water economy through tankers. Wetlands have decreased, wells, lakes and rivers depleted of water, and only those societies that follow traditional systems are fine. The CBSE will introduce artificial intelligence and yoga and early childhood care education in school curriculum from next session for class 9, says Financial Express. The Hindu writes about how Odisha Forest Department has been planting guava and custard apples in the forest to woo back monkeys from urban areas. The Indian Express reveals that female participation in rural jobs has declined by 7 percentage points since 2011-12, and that's about 2.8 crore rural women. As election fever grips, most newspapers have reported denial of singer Sapna Chaudhary joining the Congress. Samajwadi Party leader Akhilesh Yadav to contest from Azamgarh and Karti Chidambaram to fight from Shivaganga in Tamil Nadu. And finally, the Times of India has a picture of a sweater knitted by 75 years old Rosa from Greece, and it's made out of 300 plastic bags spun into yarn. That's probably the ultimate in recycling. And with that, it's back to you, Lalima.
Thank you, Subhadra. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Filing of nominations for the first phase of Lok Sabha elections ends this evening. Process also concludes for assembly polls in Andhra Pradesh, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. President Ram Nath Kovind leaving for Croatia shortly on the first leg of his 3-nation visit. 3 Jaish-e-Mohammad terrorists arrested from the outskirts of Srinagar. NITI Aayog's FinTech Conclave to deliberate on steps for comprehensive financial inclusion to be held in New Delhi today. Special counsel Robert Mueller found no proof of Russian meddling in 2016 U.S. presidential elections, says Attorney General. And in IPL Cricket, Rishabh Pant's 27-ball 78 powers Delhi Capitals to a 37-run win over Mumbai Indians. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.